And welcome once again to this step-by-step Python tutorial for absolute beginners. In this course by Slidescope, we are going to move ahead to our next topic. In the previous part, we discussed about writing your first Python program, and in this part, we will discuss some basic data types of Python. So to clear this topic, data types in Python, let us open idle once again. Like I demonstrated you in the previous video how you can install idle in your computer. If you are using Windows, run idle as your administrator. If you are using other programs like Mac, or if you are using Linux, so there are various ways of opening idle there also. So now first thing you have to understand that there are numbers, and there are strings, or you can call them words, and then there are collections. So these are the three things in Python, and if I put a hash sign here, or you can put it by using shift plus 3 on your keypad, so this particular line will be commented in Python. So there are numbers, words and collections in Python. So whatever data we write, that data may fall in these three categories, and hence everything in Python, every data that we write in Python has some data type associated with it. So first example of data type is strings. So strings are basically alphanumeric characters, alphabets from capital A to Z, alphabets from small a to Z, numbers from 0 to 9, and various special characters like exclamation sign, @ this hashtag, $%, caret, ampersand, whatever these signs are, everything comes under string. And string data type are written in single or double quotes in Python. For example, if we write print hello @ 123 ! Or something like that, so it has capital letter, it has small letters, it has special characters like @ and exclamation mark, it has numbers. So this is alphanumeric data, and when you will print it, Python will print that string. And if you will there is a method in Python, or you can use type function in Python. So this is a type function, it is a built-in function of Python, and you can use this type function to test the data type of any particular data. You just have to provide that data inside this type function as an argument. So whatever we write inside these opening and closing parentheses is considered as argument, and argument of this function, and the argument should be the value that you want to test. So for example, if I write, let me write some name, let me write Mohan. So type of Mohan is class str. So that means this particular data is an object of class string. Str stands for string. So like we mentioned in previous videos also, everything in Python is an object. So whenever you write something, for example, if you write hello, so an object is created, and this object is string. This object is of class string. Next is moving to numbers, and in Python there are various data types that are associated with numbers. For example, integers, float values, and there are complex numbers also. So these are the data types that are associated with numbers. Integer, float and complex are data types in Python. For example, if you will write type 1, so this is data of type integer. Type minus 456, again this is also data of type integer. This data is without any decimal point. So data that is written without any decimal point, data from minus infinity to plus infinity without any decimal point, will be considered as integer in Python. So every data which is a number which is written without single or double quotes and it does not have any decimal point with it, so this number will be an object of class string in Python. So again, let me write some other number, some big number here. Again, this will also be data of type integer. Third thing is what if we want to write numbers with decimal points, for example 45.67. so these numbers are called floating point numbers, or in simple word float. 45.67 type minus 34.56. so again this is also float. So numbers ranging from minus infinity to plus infinity, but numbers with decimal points, having some decimal values, so these numbers will be known as floating point numbers. Now next thing is, there is another way of writing mathematical numbers whose numbers are known as complex numbers. In complex numbers there is one real part and there is one imaginary part. So 1 plus 5j is also a valid number, and if you will check its data type using the type function, so write type 1 plus 2j or write anything like that, and you can see the class or data type associated with it is complex. So these are some basic data types of Python. Then we'll move ahead, and there is one more data type which has only two values. The data type is known as boolean, and because it is called boolean, it takes only two values, true and false. So but remember, true and false are case sensitive, and you have to write them without single or double quotes. So for example, type of true, so type of true, if you will print, it will tell you it is bool. Bool is a short form for boolean. Similarly, type of false, and you can see in our Python, in our idle, every data type has various colors associated with it. So functions are in purple, these keywords, or you can say boolean values, are in orange. Integers and numbers, basically numbers, that is float, complex values and integers, they are in black color, and strings are in green color. And remember, you can go to this option here, you can configure your idle, and you can change the various color schemes from here. And so go to this highlights tab here, and here you can see you have normal text, code context, there are various things. You can choose the background, you can choose the foreground, and you can change this color theme. You can change idle classic, idle dark, so idle will become dark for you, and there are some new versions also. So but we are sticking to the basic idle with white background and this color scheme. Every output is in this blue color. And so next thing is so these are some basic data types of Python. We have studied so far strings, we have studied numbers, we have also studied boolean data type. Now next is, like I mentioned, in Python everything is a data type, or everything is a class, is an object of some particular class. So there are collections also in Python. For example, there are lists, tuples, sets and dictionaries. So we will discuss about these list, tuple, sets and dictionaries. There are separate videos for these four data types, or you can say these four collection. So I am giving you some hint about list here. For example, when you write a single value, a single integer value, or a single string value, or a single boolean value, that is again boolean. But if you write square bracket, and inside your square bracket you write some values, for example 45, 67, 89, and you want to check what is the type of this data. So we are using square bracket to write three numbers using comma separated. We are separating them with comma, and that you can see the type is list. Similarly, if you just change your bracket type and you make the bracket type round bracket or use parenthesis, it will become tuple. And if you will write curly brackets, then it will become a set. So these are the data types that are called collections in Python, and we will discuss about them in separate videos. Every particular collection, list will have its own separate video, tuple will have its own separate video, similarly set and dictionary will have their respective separate videos. So there is no need to get confused about these things. Up until now you must understand that in every programming language, whenever you write something, you have to deal with data. You will take input from user, and whatever input user will provide you will have some data. For example, if you will ask, if you want name or email from your users, so name and email, so these values will come under a string. If you will ask for example what is their age, so something like their age will come under integer. For example, someone is 25 years old, so it will come under integer. If you will ask them something like are you married, so they will give answer true or false. So they can give answer in true and false, and then that type of data will be considered as a boolean data. Again, if you ask, again these are comments in Python, like I mentioned in the earlier part of this video. So these things are not executed in Python. Comments can be provided after writing hashtag in Python. So again, suppose you will ask them what is their salary after including the tax and everything, so they might tell something like 1456.78. so again this data here is boolean data. So this is how you can tell or you can use or understand various data types. So, and you have to deal in real world, you have to deal with this type of data. Again, suppose you have to tell marks of a student in a class. Suppose there are 5 students and they got these numbers. So these are the numbers of 5 students. These numbers are in a order Suppose the student with roll number 1 has 45 numbers and roll number 5 has 99 numbers. And so when you write data in a collection, when you have to write data of some particular collection, then you use a list, tuple, sets or dictionaries. So we will discuss them later. I hope you have understood what are data types. So every data has some type, and the name of those types are integer, float, complex, string, boolean values, tuples, list, sets and dictionaries. So thanks for watching this video, and in the next part we will discuss about variables in Python, how you can declare variables, how you can store the values, or how you can store data in variables and use it later for programming.